Alrighty, how good to have an empty workbench. Oh, those asking for the slide, I'm feeling a bit old in the hips at the moment, so I'm just going to use the chair a little bit more. I might try and sell this one first, if not, it's just wood. I'm going to use all of this pallet wood because it's about 35mm deep. That'll be perfect for a bench top that I'm going to remake. This one, over the couple of years, did actually get a few splits. There was a fair bit of lateral movement, potentially in the frame, potentially in the backboard. So this one didn't behave perfectly, and I don't actually know the reason, so sorry. I am going to use this orientation and I'm going to make a heap of bricks out of this to try and make a new slab. Okay, these little footrests, they're probably the best possible use for all your pallet wood offcuts. As you can see, they're all the little short pieces. Each layer is just got to be thickness to the same thickness as everything else in its run. So I've got some thin, I've got some thick. Then you clamp it all together and you get this really nice effect. Really strong as well. It's a shame that I had to stain it. If I sand that back, you'll see how beautiful these can actually be. But you can still see a lot of what's going on. Well, there we go. Here's one I prepared earlier. Oh, check out this massive chamfer. Must have been feeling pretty good on the inside that day. Okay, these chunky legs, really easy to make. It is. It's a very, very basic frame. And then I have just, cladded my way around. Make all your pallet slats, put a chamfer on all those, and then miter your way around, wrapping it around to give yourself this nice, chunky, pretty effective looking thing. Okay, I've got two projects to do in this video. Recycling all the old furniture that has come out of my wife's shop. One is a set of shelves. I'm going to brutalise that thing. It's actually going to be more shelves, but I'm basically going to turn 3 shelves into 6 shelves. All this other pallet wood here from the salon bench, I'm going to slice that up into bricks shortly, and then use that as a better top to go on top of the reception desk. The pine reception top, no good, didn't like it, neither the wife, and that's why I'm here right now chopping these up. Okay, so stick around and you'll notice I'm using the MDF prototype push sticks here because I sold all the ones I made. Now if you would like to buy one of these push sticks, the laminated groovy ones that you might have seen last year, just let me know whether I should do another run, and I'll flash a few up. Okay, this is the countertop from the reception. We're not going to go with a painted, colourful top. We're going to bring some timber in. This is the old salon bench. Pallet slab chopped up into bricks. So we're going to bricklay those to make my way around and also extend out here another 400mm. Okay? That's the plan. Okay, was about to make a little bit of a punter error here with no support underneath the router here. So the quickest solution is just to grab another piece of stock that matches the height to support the router to get all these chamfers done. So little tricks, sort them out early, and don't be a dickhead like me. Okay, sorry I haven't shown it here, but underneath the grease-proof paper there is a little clamping jig, which is just a bit of plywood with a straight edge that'll let me clamp these things, clamp the bricks up against it, so I've got a nice straight edge, so then all the next ones all line up a little bit nicer. Stick with me. And apologies as well, I've actually stacked up 4 pieces of pine here to cut these rebates, grooves out, whatever, for the shelves, all in one hit, just using the table saw, clean them up with a chisel, bada boom, bada bing, there we go, they fit, happy days. Just like that. And that's pretty much what I'm doing. It just needs to clean up from here. Okay. I'm making my way over getting the pieces that I need to cover the original reception desk, doing them in slabs that I know will fit through the thicknesser, which is also makes it easier to clamp up because my clamping board's not very wide. Oh shit. I think I'm running very low. All right, so I am running a little bit low. What I probably should have done is mixed in some plain bricks throughout sporadically to make my way to get it all covered. Not the end of the world. This is the footrest, and although I love these, I never fall in love with a piece of timber because it's just timber and you can make more. And it turns out, through a little bit of absolute arse, these are exactly the same thickness. So I merely need to slice up a few of those to fill the voids. You like my shirt? Check it out. Herbicide Woodworks. He's a good bastard, I tell you. So after all that careful planning, I'm laying out all the slabs now, and I don't know what's going on, but I could not figure out the actual pattern that I even drew a picture of it. So there's this massive void down here. You can hear the brain ticking over, then I eventually realised the pieces that were around the wrong way. So happy days. Get the top back on, and pretty much there's the little extension. It's going to be 400 millimeters longer. So I'll get all that set up with a nice little check square action, and then make sure as much of the slab can fit underneath the previous slab, which it did, all bar one little piece that I end up just gluing in after the fact. So it all actually worked out pretty good. Okay, so with the slab glued up, it's now time to recut the shape. Now, thinking back, this one was originally done with the CNC, perfect arcs, beautiful thing. So I am pretty much having a real bastard of a time trying to get this thing cut out with the bits and the tools that I had on hand. It has been a very busy 12 days for me, doing as much as I can. I did not want to go for another trip to Bunnings to buy another little router bit, so I'm doing whatever I can to get this thing chopped out without making a massive meal of it. In hindsight, I probably should have just took the time and adjusted my CNC files and had the CNC cut it, so I didn't have to go through all this crazy shenanigans. But I got there in the end. It was frustrating, but I got there in the end. So after all that frustration, all I had to do was put a chamfer on the final product, and I felt way better on the inside. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Alrighty, cut the shape, chamfered, all that good stuff. There are some small gaps where the bricks meet, nothing crazy. All I had was some pine coloured wood filler. This is going to get a light dark stain over the top of it. I didn't want the
pine filler, which is almost fluoro pine, shining through, standing out like dog's balls on a canary. So what I did was just drop a few droplets of a black stain in there, mixed it round just to take the edge off, so when the black goes over the top, you don't see all those joins as dramatically. That's all I have to say about that. Okay, I've sanded off all of that putty that had the little bit of black dripped in it. So whether or not I needed to go darker, but at the moment it's done its job. It's just sealed up the joints, and I don't want to see those putty lines come through the stain. So as long as we achieve that, then it's all good. So let's chuck that on, see what happens. Okay, looks fine to me. Okay, and after doing all that, this was a bit of pine putty before I put the black in. So it actually made no difference because the black just soaks into the putty and makes it the same as the other one. There's a few minutes of your day you're not going to get back, I'm sorry.
Okay, here are all the offcuts from the reception desk from the CNC. I was going to save these up to do some sort of Barber's Paddock woodworking form ply pattern thing, but I've got so much shit in the shed right now. I just need to keep using what I have, get rid of it so I can declutter and not lose my marbles from all the shit gathering up in every corner again. So still getting to find my way around this new table saw, and using the little miter gauge in the cast iron top with the How's Your Father adjustments, which is precision and perfect. I have not ever really used a miter gauge like this. I've always used a crosscut sled, and I tell you, it is a little treat. Alright, a bit of an update. I'm making a extension to the reception desk. It's very, very rudimentary. Very. It needs to look the same from the outside. I just need to get something in there because I am so under the pump for time. It's not funny. So, got some scrap leftover form ply. I'm then going to do something to make a box. The front will have the ribbed slats like the reception desk. This can evolve later on for storage depending on what my wife needs, but for now I just need to get something usable into the shop. Okay, with the Dodgy Brothers carcass made, I'm now just skinning up two sides with that 3mm form ply, and I have this pile of leftover half round, half square dowels from the reception desk, and I'm very happy about that because I just did not have the time to have to reproduce all of that stock. So very, very happy to say the least. Again, I'm going to slap some glue on. I'm going to clamp this thing down, then flood it with paint before I can take it over to the shop. And that's pretty much all I need to do from memory because I can't see what's coming up in the old video timeline. Okay, last step, just whip off the edge with the circular saw, much easier than the way I did it last time, and then throw in a couple of shelves for this thing, but something is not quite right, so I just need to finish with the chamfer, and that's all there is to it. Finish with the chamfer, feel good on the inside, no matter what you fuck up along the way.
I want to get an all-based poly on here, but I don't want the brush strokes. One thing I don't mind doing is just making up a little bit of my own wipe-on poly. So it is just an oil-based polyurethane, thinned down with a bit of mineral terps, and then you can just wipe it on, and then I'll build up a heap of layers. Only $11 a tin, and I'm trying to move away from the polys and start to use more of like your hard wax oils, because they a little treat for the eyeballs and for the feel, and because other reasons, that brain not working because it's early morning and I'm trying to get this job done. Okay, happy days. And a little bit goes a very long way. And that's all I have to say about that.
All right, here it is. It's done. I think it looks pretty cool. The wife is happy. The wood up the top, way better idea than the pine. That was a bit shit. So hopefully she doesn't change her mind on the colour. But if she does, no big deal. Just whip off the top, paint it again, put the top back on. Okay, so another thing. Here's the original makeup desk with 2 stations. I chopped that down, turned it into 1 station. There's the shelves in the background. And then here come the shelves that I've just tuned up in this video. So pretty much just a case of recycling what we've got to get this place back into action as quick as possible. Alrighty, just a reminder, this is not my main channel. The main channel is Dainer. This one is all the background chit-chat, slower pace, more information, more me talking shit. But this is me in the next video busting down some pallets. It will be a pallet project with some other types of timber. So thank you very much for watching this one, and I'll see you all on the other channel soon.